Did you know that almost 48 million Americans fall ill every year due to foodborne illnesses, and more than 3,000 lose their lives? Many of them are seniors. According to the CDC, older adults face a much higher risk because their immune systems are no longer as strong as they once were. What's truly frightening is that many of these illnesses actually begin inside the refrigerator. Yes, your fridge, the place you trust to keep food safe, could slowly be turning everyday items into serious health risks. Recent studies reveal that storing certain foods improperly in the refrigerator can raise your chances of food poisoning, nutrient loss, and even dangerous chemical reactions. The worst part? Most people have no idea this is happening. If you've been casually placing certain fruits, vegetables, or pantry staples in the fridge without a second thought, you may be setting yourself up for trouble. The number one food on this list is especially alarming. Not only does it lose nutritional value, but it can also form harmful compounds when chilled. So make sure you stay until the end, because what you're about to learn could truly protect your health, or even save your life. Before we start, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Now, without further delay, let's get started. Food number 9, potatoes. Let's begin with a classic kitchen staple that many people instinctively put straight into the fridge: potatoes. But here's the shocking truth: refrigerating potatoes can actually make them dangerous. When raw potatoes are stored at cold temperatures, a subtle process begins at the cellular level. Their starch starts converting into sugar much faster than it should. That may not sound serious at first, but here's where it becomes concerning. When those refrigerated potatoes are later cooked or baked, especially at high heat, the sugars can react with amino acids to form acrylamide, a chemical compound linked to cancer in animal studies and currently being examined for its effects on humans. It doesn't stop there. Potatoes stored in the fridge often change in texture, becoming grainy, mushy, or darkened, which signals oxidation and nutrient loss. Instead of the hearty, comforting food we expect, chilled potatoes turn into a soft, overly sweet mess that can become potentially toxic when cooked. If you've ever noticed your roasted potatoes tasting strangely sweet or feeling off in texture, your refrigerator may be to blame. Potatoes belong in a cool, dark, dry place, not cold and damp. This keeps them firm, flavorful, and safe to eat. So if you currently have a bag of potatoes sitting in your fridge, it's time to take them out before they turn into a hidden health hazard on your dinner plate. Food number 8, bread. Now let's talk about bread, a comforting staple many seniors keep on hand. You might think storing bread in the fridge helps it last longer, but that's actually one of the worst things you can do. The reason lies in a process called retrogradation, which simply means the starch molecules in bread begin to crystallize when exposed to cold. This doesn't take weeks, it starts almost immediately. The result? Bread goes stale much faster in the fridge than it would at room temperature. That's right, the refrigerator doesn't preserve bread, it accelerates staling. While you may not notice right away, you'll certainly taste the difference. The bread becomes dry, tough, and crumbly, making toast harder to enjoy and sandwiches far less appealing. But it gets worse. As bread loses moisture in the fridge, it becomes more susceptible to mold once it's brought back out. Mold thrives in the uneven moisture created by refrigeration and reheating. And moldy bread isn't just unpleasant, it can be dangerous. Some molds produce mycotoxins, which are toxic compounds that can be especially harmful to older adults with weakened immune systems. If you want to extend bread's shelf life, freezing is a far better option. Freezing slows mold growth and staling without ruining texture. Slice the loaf first and thaw only what you need. The fridge, however, is a no-go zone. Store bread at room temperature in a sealed container for short-term use, and freeze anything you won't eat quickly. Don't let the cold steal your bread's freshness, or your health. Food number 7, onions. Onions may surprise you on this list, but refrigerating them is a common mistake that causes unexpected issues. Onions naturally have a papery outer skin that protects them by keeping moisture out and preserving flavor and firmness. Refrigeration disrupts this balance entirely. The cold, humid environment inside the fridge causes onions to absorb moisture rapidly, especially once they're cut. This leads to a mushy texture, unpleasant flavor, and often mold growth. But there's another major issue: odor transfer. Onions release sulfur compounds, and when refrigerated, those compounds can spread to nearby foods. Ever noticed butter or fruit tasting like onions? That's your fridge acting like a sponge for those volatile compounds. There's also the risk of bacterial contamination. A sliced onion stored in the fridge, even when covered, can become a breeding ground for bacteria. While onions don't absorb toxins as some myths suggest, improper storage, especially with moisture, can allow harmful microbes to grow. Whole onions should be kept in a dry, dark, well-ventilated space like a pantry. Cut onions should only be refrigerated when sealed tightly and used within a day or two. Keeping whole onions cold simply leads to spoilage, nutrient loss, and a fridge full of unwanted onion flavor. Food number 6, tomatoes. Tomatoes are one of the most misunderstood foods when it comes to refrigeration. Most people believe chilling them keeps them fresh longer, but cold temperatures are actually tomato destroyers, especially for taste and texture. Tomatoes are tropical fruits, and they don't tolerate cold well. Refrigeration interferes with their natural enzymes and stops the ripening process, which is where much of their flavor develops. Without ripening, tomatoes become watery, bland, and mealy. Texture suffers too. Cold-stored tomatoes lose firmness and turn soft and rubbery, losing that juicy bite we expect. Nutrient-wise, vitamin C degrades more quickly in cold storage, meaning you're sacrificing both flavor and health benefits. Even the skin begins to wrinkle and shrivel, making tomatoes look old long before they actually are. If you've ever sliced a tomato only to find it dull and watery, refrigeration is likely the reason. Tomatoes should be stored at room temperature, out of direct sunlight, stem side down. If they're overripe, use or cook them immediately. Don't refrigerate them thinking you're helping, you're only speeding up their decline. Food number 5, garlic. Garlic is widely praised as a superfood rich in sulfur compounds like allicin that support immunity and heart health. But those benefits can disappear, or even become dangerous, if garlic is stored in the fridge. Whole garlic bulbs are meant to last weeks or months at room temperature in a cool, dry, well-ventilated space. Refrigeration introduces moisture that causes cloves to sprout prematurely, altering flavor and breaking down beneficial compounds. The strong, sharp taste becomes bitter and rubbery, and allicin levels drop significantly. The most dangerous risk comes when garlic is chopped or stored in oil and refrigerated. This creates ideal conditions for Clostridium botulinum, the bacteria responsible for botulism, a rare but potentially fatal illness. The FDA has issued warnings about improperly stored garlic in oil, yet many people remain unaware. Store whole garlic in a mesh bag or basket in your pantry. If chopped, use it quickly and keep it in vinegar or lemon juice to reduce bacterial risk. Don't let the fridge rob garlic of its power, or introduce a hidden danger to your meals. Food number 4, coffee. Yes, coffee belongs on this list, and for good reason. Coffee beans and grounds are extremely sensitive to moisture, odors, and light. Refrigeration may seem helpful, but it actually accelerates deterioration. Coffee is hygroscopic, meaning it absorbs moisture and surrounding odors easily. Inside the fridge, it pulls in smells from nearby foods, destroying its flavor profile and leaving your brew tasting flat, bitter, or strange. Moisture is the biggest enemy. Each time the fridge door opens, condensation forms on the coffee, leading to clumping, staling, and breakdown of essential oils. These oils contain antioxidants like chlorogenic acids, which support heart and brain health, but they degrade faster in cold, damp conditions. Over time, refrigerated coffee loses both flavor and health benefits. Damp grounds can even develop mold if not stored airtight. Instead, keep coffee in an opaque, airtight container at room temperature in a dark cabinet. This preserves freshness, flavor, and safety. Food number 3, honey. This one may surprise you. Honey looks like it belongs anywhere, even the fridge, but refrigeration is one of the worst things you can do to it. Honey naturally never spoils when stored properly. Cold temperatures cause honey to crystallize quickly, making it hard, grainy, and difficult to use. More importantly, crystallization can trap air pockets, introducing moisture when the jar is opened repeatedly. Moisture can lead to fermentation, sour taste, and microbial growth, weakening honey's natural defenses. Cold storage also slows honey's enzymes, reducing its antibacterial properties. The best place for honey is a tightly sealed jar in a pantry away from heat and sunlight. Stored properly, it retains its smooth texture and healing benefits. Food number 2, bananas. Bananas are especially popular among seniors for their potassium and easy digestion, but refrigeration ruins them. As tropical fruits, bananas rely on warmth to ripen properly. Cold temperatures shut down the enzymes responsible for ripening, leaving bananas hard, bland, and discolored. The peel quickly turns gray or black, a sign of cold injury. Inside, the fruit may become patchy, mushy, and develop an unpleasant metallic taste. Refrigeration also damages antioxidants like dopamine and catechins, which are important for brain health and reducing oxidative stress. Overripe bananas placed in the fridge can also develop mold near the stem due to trapped moisture. Bananas should be stored at room temperature, ideally hanging or in a fruit bowl. If you have extras, freeze them peeled for smoothies or baking, but don't refrigerate them hoping they'll last longer. Food number 1, olive oil. The most dangerous food to refrigerate, especially for seniors, is olive oil. When chilled, olive oil solidifies as fatty acids crystallize. While this alone isn't harmful, repeated temperature changes cause oxidative stress that breaks down antioxidants and creates harmful free radicals. These changes can turn heart-healthy oil into something that promotes inflammation, increasing joint pain and digestive discomfort, issues already common in older adults. Refrigeration also ruins olive oil's flavor and makes it harder to pour, increasing spill risks and calorie overuse. Store olive oil in a dark glass or metal container in a cool cabinet away from heat. Properly stored, high-quality olive oil maintains its benefits and flavor for up to 2 years. Final thoughts. These are the 9 foods you should never refrigerate. Organize your kitchen wisely. Keep tropical fruits out until ripe. Store potatoes and onions in cool, dark places. Bread stays at room temperature or in the freezer, never the fridge. Honey belongs in the pantry, coffee in a dark cabinet, and garlic and tomatoes deserve proper care. Now we want to hear from you. Have you been refrigerating any of these foods without realizing the risks? What changes will you make starting today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Musical note.